Today on Hands on Tech, I get my hands on a laptop that is ideal for the corporate person that's traveling, but it's budget friendly. But usually when you hear budget friendly, you have to wonder just how good is this piece of tech? Well, Lenovo sent us this nice laptop, and I'm going to tell you all about it.
This is TWiT.
Well, hello everybody. I'm Pruitt, and this is Hands on Tech here on TWiT TV. Hope y'all are doing well. I'm unbelievable as always. Today I want to talk to you folks about another laptop that I got the chance to play with. And no, it's not a content creator's laptop, so I'll go ahead and get that out of the way and throw up all of my hang-ups and just throw that out the window right now. But this is a nice quality laptop. Actually, this is a laptop that I think is more for the budget-minded consumer, particularly the budget-friendly. This is a budget-friendly laptop for the corporate person that's always on the go. I think this is a big fit for you. And what laptop am I talking about? It is the Lenovo ThinkPad L13 Yoga Gen 2. So yes, you've heard of Lenovo. I've raved about Lenovo in the past because we've had the chance to check out some of their laptops. I've used their laptops in my former days in the world of IT, and I've always loved the ThinkPad and just the look and the feel of those devices from a hardware standpoint. And this laptop right here, I got to tell you, it's right there in the same ballpark for me as someone that just actually loves the look and feel and the design of the device. And this is the Yoga Gen 2 L13 ThinkPad. All right. So what specifies this from the other ThinkPads that are available from Lenovo, such as the X1 Carbon, which we previously reviewed here on Hands on Tech? The big thing here that separates it is this is a multiple device. This is a PC as well as a tablet device rolled into one, as in you can take the screen on it. You can't detach it, but you can fold it over and flip it around. So you have a touch interface on the screen and the keyboard is actually on the bottom on your lap, or you can just set it up to be used as if it were an easel or something of that nature, giving you much easier access to the touch interface while using Windows 10 Pro on this. Yes, Windows 10 Pro. That's what I said, not Home Edition. From a hardware standpoint, the tech specs that is, you're going to get a 256 gigabyte hard drive, or you can expand that. You're going to get 8 gigs of RAM, or you can expand that up to 16, but more on that in a moment. And it's going to have this particular model that I'm working with today is using the Core i5 quad-core Intel processor that's clocking in at about 2.5 gigahertz. So this is, again, that's not the upper echelon as far as tech specs with a bunch of horsepower and things like that, but for the budget-minded corporate person that's needing a device that they can just really depend on and rely on for travel or just day-to-day use there in the office or day-to-day use in the home office, because some people are still working from home these days, this is going to be quite capable of that. It has a webcam on it, so if you need to do all of those gazillion Zoom calls and Skype calls, you're covered on that. Unfortunately, it is a 720p webcam, but that's plenty enough for those Zoom calls and Skype calls. And if you're not using it, it does have a privacy guard on it that you can just toggle with the little switch on the top, and it physically turns off this camera, as in it just covers up the lens. That's a good thing for you privacy-minded people. I enjoyed playing around with this because it's lightweight. It has a 13-inch HD display on it. For 13 inches and being in HD, that's plenty of resolution. It's going to look just totally fine for someone that's going to be checking out spreadsheets and slides and things of that nature, and just looking through data. Again, I'm taking my content creator hat off for this demonstration. I'm doing my best, I promise. But it looks good. The display on it is a bit glossy, but I believe that's more just their brand with the Lenovo folks. They want to have a nice, brilliant display, and it's going to give you a little bit glossy look on it. So you don't necessarily want to use this in bright areas or bright sunlight, because it's only bright up to about 300 nits, which is bright in a room, but outside it's sort of, I wouldn't necessarily recommend that. It'll be totally fine on the flight from San Francisco back to Charlotte, North Carolina, but just don't take it out to the park on the bright sunny day. All right. So again, I think on this is just something that they're trying to lean towards the people that are budget minded right now, because times are hard for a lot of people with this pandemic that continues to go on. Yes, we have a lot of people that are starting to open things up as far as businesses are opening up, but there's still quite a bunch of them that just haven't been able to come back yet. And those that are starting to come back, they're a little bit more cautious because they have to watch their spending and watch their funds and things of that nature. And this is a perfect target for that, for someone that's wanting a device that's going to be pretty capable of handling just regular day-to-day tasks, a device that flat out looks good, a device that's lightweight and portable. This thing barely weighs 2 pounds, if that. It's super duper thin. It's got all of the ports that you're going to need. It's got a touch screen interface, and it's still coming in at a, decent price point. Port wise, you have an HDMI port. Yay! You have 2 USB Type A 3.2 generation ports. You have a Thunderbolt port because this is going to power up via a USB-C connection. And you have a micro SD card reader. I know most of y'all don't care about that, but I love that. I absolutely love having any sort of card reader built right into a laptop, but that's a nice option there. You can upgrade this to have a couple different things, such as a fingerprint scanner for being able to get in without typing in passwords. You can also upgrade the memory on this, but you can't do it yourself. The memory and RAM is actually soldered onto this device. So this is locked in as if the way like Apple does it, or a lot of these laptop folks are doing nowadays. If you want to get more than 8 gigs of RAM, you're going to have to pay for it in a different model. All right, so let's talk about the pricing on this. The price of this one that I've been testing out today is $1,100 because it has the Core i5 and it has 8 gigs of RAM and it has the Intel integrated Iris graphics, but you can get up to about $1,500 if you want to buy a Core i7 model and get more RAM and get more graphics on it. So you can do that. If you want to go down a level to Core i3 chipset, you can save another couple $100 and get this starting at roughly $1,000. I want to say it starts at about $1,029 for the lower end of the hardware specs. But again, depending on what you're doing, that's going to be plenty of horsepower. If you're just looking at Google Drive and looking at slides in Office 365 and things of that nature, just how much horsepower do you need, folks? You don't need a lot of processing power to do any of that. If you want to jump into Photoshop or Lightroom or something like that, no, you don't want this laptop. But if your day to day is going through emails, going through budgets and going through just again, typical productivity stuff, this laptop is totally fine for you. I know my co-host and awesome friend, Mr. Jeff Jarvis, is high on Chromebooks and things of that nature. Yeah, Chromebooks are an option, but if you want to be in the Microsoft world and be able to get into Windows and things like that, you need a Windows laptop. And this is a really, really nice laptop for the price. One more thing that I wanted to touch on is the battery life on here. You've all heard me fuss about the way battery life is marketed to us as consumers. It really does drive me nuts when I have this big tank of a laptop sent to me to review and they tout having 12 to 17 hours of battery life, some crazy number like that. And I'm like, they're full of it. That's not going to happen, because if you have a big old laptop like that with all of this horsepower, you're going to be trying to churn through all of that horsepower, and you're not going to get all of that battery life. What Lenovo said on this one is, yeah, our battery life is roughly 8 hours, which is perfect. That's way more realistic, and it makes perfect sense considering the hardware that's at hand and considering the type of tasks that are going to be handled on this device. Again, full HD screen, touch enable. It even comes with a stylus, a really little tiny stylus that you can use on here that does not require any batteries, and you can just tuck it away and hide it into the chassis of this laptop, similar to what you would see with like the Galaxy Note line of phones. It's not my cup of tea because it's a little too small for my hands, but some folks may find that useful to navigate through the touch display. But yeah, all of that stuff is just, it's perfect for this pricing point. So feel free to check this out on the Lenovo website. We will have links in the show notes here. I will go ahead and warn you, they are selling out. They are selling out a handful of these models, so make sure you really pick through the specifications that you're looking for, because some things just may not be available at the time. All right, folks, that is going to do it for this episode of Hands on Tech. Thank you so much for watching the show and sharing the show. I really do appreciate all of the support. Make sure you continue to check out my show, Hands on Photography, each and every Thursday on the network, where I'm going to help you be a much better photographer and better post processor with simple tips and tricks that anybody can do. All right, folks, y'all take care. We'll see you next time here on Hands on Tech. But in the meantime, y'all just safely continue to create and dominate. Y'all take care.
No ads, just the content. That's what you get when you join Club TWiT. You even get extras like TWiT Plus, our new bonus feed just for members, and exclusive access to the Club TWiT Discord community. Join now for just $7 a month and support TWiT as we continue to create top-notch podcasts you expect and deserve. We're just getting started, so be one of the first to join as we build Club TWiT from the ground up. You could be an early member. Go to twit.tv/clubtwit to learn more and sign up now. Thanks. Keep up with all the hottest tech news and gadgets. Visit twit.tv. There you'll be able to find and subscribe to all our tech shows. Thanks for watching Hands on Tech.